Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks have a chance to go back to 2 games above 500 after having their winning streak snapped by the Miami Heat. And they play the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. And let me tell you, you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves record and you feel like, well, yeah, this should be a walkover, but I don't think it's going to be that easy. They just played against the Brooklyn Nets, and they took the Brooklyn Nets to the limit. Anthony Edwards is playing great. Karl Anthony Towns is playing well. They're a tougher team than I think their record says. I'm not saying that they're a better team, but maybe a tougher team. And I don't think we should take these guys for granted, ladies and gentlemen, because, any team on any given night can beat anyone. So don't take them for granted. I got Steph here with me, and I'm pretty sure some other people are going to join us shortly. But we're going to go ahead and, start breaking down this game. And before we get to it, though, I do want to ask you, Steph. Last night we did a little show on Mitchell Robinson. And, I'm assuming it's his agent. I don't want to say it's his agent, but I'm assuming his agent probably leaked it out to everyone that the Dallas Mavericks have interest in signing him when he's a free agent in 2022. Right. If he gets to free agency in 2022. Now, the question is this. Right. The Knicks have the ability to offer to pick up his team option at the end of this year, I think in July. Right, Bobby Marks was laying this out. They can pick up his team option in July, and then they can offer him an extension in August. And that extension, they'd start paying that salary, the salary of the extension, in 2022, 2023. Right? The issue there is that if they offer him an extension in August, they wouldn't have seen him play on his fractured foot, and and to know if he's going to be healthy, does it hamper his play, anything like that. And then of course they were already questionable or wondering what his development is going to be like. Right now, the Knicks could also offer him. They could refuse to offer him an extension this year, let him go to free agency, but he'd be a restricted free agent. And then they could match any salary. Or they could offer him the extension, pay the $1.8 million. I'm sorry. They could pick up his team option. Let me say that over. They can pick up his team. They can refuse to pick up his team option, and he'll go to restricted free agency this summer. Right. Where they can match any offer. Or they can pick up the team option, which is $1.8 million. And then offer him an extension in August or whenever the deadline is. Or they can decide not to offer him an extension. And if they decide not to offer him an extension in 2022, he'll be an unrestricted free agent, which they could still sign him back, but he'd be unrestricted. Any team can make an offer and he can decide to leave. Which one would you do?
Sam. This is tough. This is tough. And I think this is what the Knicks are battling with as well. I would have him go to become a restricted free agent. At least you have a chance.
So then that would mean
and with restricted free agency.
I was going to say, so that would mean not picking up his option, not picking up his option this year, this summer, and then he'd go to restricted free agency this summer.
This summer.
Yeah.
Or pick up the option, the $1.8 million, and then he will become an unrestricted free agent the next summer.
If you do not give him an extension.
If you don't give him the extension.
Right.
We need that salary though, right? Because if he goes to restricted this summer, that cuts into our salary cap.
Yes, that cuts into our salary cap this summer.
I mean, into our available salary. So no, I would pick up the option, see if we can sign him to an extension during the season. If he says no, he goes to he becomes an unrestricted free agent. We still have the opportunity to sign him. That's what I would do. I want to see him on his foot, but even before that, Sam, I want to see his development.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I already think that his camp is going to try to ask for a lot of money because we've had him on the cheap for so long, right? So I think there's going to be a gap between what the front office thinks he's worth and what his camp thinks he is worth, right? So I say just pay that 1.8 million, get another year, go to unrestricted free agency and see how it goes. That's if he turns down an extension. Because you get two shots at it.
Right.
You could offer the extension, you could sign him in free agency.
Right. And, you know, you may get a chance to see at least a little bit of him play because I believe normally those extensions have to be offered by October, somewhere around there. I think.
Right.
I believe. I'm not sure, but, you know, somewhere around there. So I think you'll get a chance to see him play at least a little bit on that foot. Maybe get a chance to see if he's made any development during his recovery, which is going to be hard because, you know, he's not going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the foot for a certain amount of time before he can begin to really go hard, right, and really work on his game. So that's going to be difficult to measure. Now, Bobby Marks was saying that his extension would be like maybe 3 years, $30 million. So that's $10 million a year. And maybe, he didn't say this, but I'm thinking maybe you could also do like the third year be a team option. And so it does safeguard you just a little bit. You know, it safeguards you just a little bit. Where you got 2 years to see, and then you can turn down the third year. And, you know, $10 million is a year. 3 years, $30 million, $10 million a year is not a terrible contract, right? So you can move it if you...
No more than that, Sam.
Yeah, right.
no more than that. 10.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen enough. 10 is the max. That's it.
Yeah. And real quick, before we get to some other people who are joining us, who do you think we look at? I mean, listen, Nerlens Noel in the last game, you know, his shoulder was bothering him a little bit. I believe he's going to be available tonight. But with Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson, we just can't rely on those two guys to stay healthy.
We can't.
For the remainder of this stretch, in my opinion.
We can't.
We need to find someone. Who would you look at? We have 2 roster spots available. Who are you looking at?
I got to be honest, and we may not be able to. I would look at Boogie. I mean, I get it. He's not a rim protector, but I see him playing, if he'll do it. I don't know if he would do it, though. I see him playing behind that 4 position behind Randall so that his minutes can come down, and then sliding him to small ball 5. Because even when we go small ball with Randall at the 5 or with Obi at the 5, I mean, I don't think we do that. You're not getting any rim protection there either. You know, when we go small ball. So Whiteside would be my first choice, but he's not. I don't think he's been bought out. So I don't think he's an option.
Yeah, I don't think he's been bought out.
Yeah, because with him, you wouldn't have to change how you play, right? You wouldn't have to change anything. That would be my first option. I like the Peel or Pelly kid. That would be fine for me. But I like Boogie because you could play him for 4 and 5. And we're not looking for a lot of minutes out of him, like maybe a few minutes behind Randall, a few minutes at the 5. But I don't think he's a Tibbs type of guy. He would have to be convinced, you know, to bring him in. And if he wants a lot of minutes, this may not be a good fit for him.
Right. Now, I'm looking in the chat, and I see some people say that DeMarcus Cousins is signing a 10-day contract to the Los Angeles Clippers. So.
Yeah, I did see that too. Yeah,
so yeah. I guess we'll see what happens there. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. All right. And smash that like button right now if you can. All right. And right now we're bringing Cornerstone Kev in the building. So be ready for some fireworks, because you already know you already know how that's going to go once Cornerstone gets in the building. All right. So be ready for some fireworks. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Cornerstone Kev to get here, Derrick Rose, ladies and gentlemen, is questionable for tonight. He just came back from COVID-19 protocol.
Sorry, everybody. How's everybody doing? Sorry, I'm late.
Good. We're doing good. He just came back from COVID-19 protocol, and he's questionable with a sore left ankle. I hate to hear it, because we need Derrick Rose out there on the floor. You know what I mean? And of course, for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they gave a status report in advance of tonight's game. Josh Okogie is questionable due to health and safety protocol. And then you have D'Angelo Russell is out with a left knee issue.
Okay. All right.
So that's looking like the injury status for tonight. We'll see if anything changes by the time we get to game time. Kev, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Feeling great. Salute my brothers and sisters on the panel. Salute to the chat. I'm feeling good, pretty good. I'm done with Miami. Now it's on to the next one, and that's the way
Minnesota.
You gotta. Yeah, it's on to Minnesota. And the one thing I love about our team is that we've been a resilient team all year round. When we lose a game or two in a row, we always try to bounce back, and that's the way you have to that you have to look at it. Right. And I think tonight is just one of those, Rose not being in there, next man up, which is my boy Frank, and I always get positive things out of Frank. So we'll see what happens, but I got no doubt tonight that we cannot win this game. We can beat these guys.
I definitely think we can beat these guys. Is Frank going to be the one who gets the call? We don't know.
You know what? I say,
you
Frank.
Never know.
You're absolutely right. You don't know. You don't know, because he can go in another route and put Knox or somebody in to have Burks be the point and everything. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You don't know. You never know. With Tibbs. The one thing I can say is that love him or hate Tibbs with his rotations, no one should really be complaining, because last year and the year before last, we weren't in a playoff hunt. With 26 games left, we are in a serious playoff hunt. 26 games last year to go to the end of the season, we were worried about the lottery. And the year before that, same thing. The year before that, same thing. So you're not going to get any, complaints out of me. Wherever he thinks the best 9-10 guys should be playing, that's who he's going to do. And that's who he's rolled with all year. He hasn't wavered off. When somebody's injured, that's when he replaces them. But the chat's going to have to, suck it up and take Alfred Payton as your starter. Take Reggie Bullock as your two guard or three, whatever you want to call it. RJ, Randall, and right now, Noel. That's who it is. So if you don't like it, just jump off the bandwagon. But this is who he's rolling with.
Well, listen, we have, our normal starting five is going to be out there. The normal starting five. The question is, with Derrick Rose, if he's going to be out tonight, he's questionable. So I guess it'll be a game time decision most likely. If he's going to be out tonight, who slides into that spot? Obviously, Alec Burks is going to be in the lineup. There's no doubt about that. The question is, does Frank Ntilikina get some extra burn? Does he just say, no, we're going 9? Or does he, pull in Kevin Knox or someone like that? I guess it remains to be seen, because with Tibbs, it's listen, once you become situational, you just never know when that situation is going to come to be.
You just never know
that you play.
Right.
You never know. You never know.
You just never know. Dominic, always a pleasure to have you with us, man. How you feeling, and how you feel about tonight's game versus Minnesota?
Oh man, honestly, I feel confident that we're gonna win this game over the T-Wolves. You know, the T-Wolves are not a good team, so I feel like I'm confident about winning this game over the T-Wolves. But we'll see what happens. You never know what could happen when Derrick Rose is questionable for tonight's game.
Yeah, you never know what can happen, especially when you got a guy like Anthony Edwards there, who is, he's up and down just like Emmanuel Quickly. He's in the running right now. He's probably leading the race for Rookie of the Year. I think Emmanuel Quickly is in third place behind Tyrese Halliburton. But listen, the guy went for 42
Yes, he is. Yes,
a
he
few
is.
nights ago. Yeah, he went for 42 a few nights ago. You know what I'm saying? The guy, while he's inconsistent with his averages right now, not averages, but percentages, he has the ability to shoot that three. He can get hot from three. Obviously, he can go to the cup and give you a lightning play. There's a lot of things that Anthony Edwards can do. And I get a little nervous with some of the guys they have on that team because all it takes is one night for them to put it together. And that's what, when they got their 11 wins, it took, that night, everyone kind of put it together and they were hot that night or playing well that night. I worry about this team. I do think the Knicks are motivated, but I am worried about them a little bit. Steph, how do you feel about tonight's game versus Minnesota?
Sam, I'm worried. I mean, we just don't have that team. And with the injuries, first of all, it's the slimmest of margins as it is, but we have the chemistry, we're executing, we have the coaches, so we winning games. Now you start taking players away, and I get it, the next man up mentality, but there's only so many good men to go around, right? That's going to give you what you need to keep the chemistry and the continuity going. So I'm concerned anytime you have Cat on a team, he's very talented. He can go off. Edwards, he's up and down, but he's been playing, pretty good. And then McDaniels, I don't know if you remember him. We talked about him around the draft. He's starting now. And his past 3 games, he's been playing pretty well for them. It depends on us. Are our shots going down? Are we getting to the basket and making layups? Are we playing good defense? So I think no game is a gimme for the Knicks, especially right now with the injuries. And Rose may not play.
Right. And I'm not saying that this is a gimme game, but there are teams that right now, at least for this year, because of the record we've built, that we're supposed to, that we're supposed to get, that we're supposed to beat.
Even wounded though, Kev?
Even wounded.
Wow.
I think wounded. That's why I have. I guess what I'm getting at is with the players that we have and the players that have been injured and everything. Tibbs has still found a way to get the best out of who we have on the floor.
Right.
Now, in all honesty, Steph, if we were playing like a Miami, if we were playing like a Philly, if we were playing anybody in the Eastern Conference that was on the playoff run with us, or even on the Western Conference, I would totally agree with you. I would be very, very afraid. But I think Minnesota is one of those teams that we are supposed to beat. I'm not saying it's a gimme because no game is a gimme, but it's one of those teams that we're supposed to beat. And Sim has always, said that the teams that you're supposed to beat, you got to beat. Like the Orlando team, we had to get that game, and we got it. The most recent one. Well, we probably should have gotten all 3 of them. But some teams you have to beat, and I think Minnesota is that team right now because all they're doing, they're playing for lottery position too.
They playing
now. Right. Oh, absolutely.
And is Randall 100% because he didn't look at the last game? That's going to make a difference as well.
I'm not sure if Randall is 100%.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's 100% either. He's had a couple of days to be able to, get more treatment on that thigh contusion. But if you know anything about your thigh and playing any kind of sport, that's where you get your power from. When you need to burst to the basket, when you need to explode past a defender, this is where you get your power from. And if you're having, that pain every time you try to explode, you may not put as much pressure on that leg, which is going to hamper your game.
Right. Now I want to ask you a question, Sim. If you're Tibbs, would you rest Randall tonight and give more of those minutes to Obi and Knox? What would you do?
I mean, I think you have to go with how Randall feels. If Randall feels like you got to trust him a little bit, that he's going to be honest with you. And if he feels like he can go, you put him out there because, look, the Knicks need to win the game. Right? I mean, we're in the midst of a playoff race. We're in the 5th seed right now. One loss in this type of race can really send you reeling. Now, obviously, you need him to be healthy during the most important stretches of the remainder of this season. You know what I'm saying? So if he really can't go and it's really hard, it's really painful for him to get that explosion and everything, then you might say sit him. But I don't know if he had a couple of days to get some treatment, let it heal. So I would think that he's going to be able to go tonight.
Right. What about you, Steph? Would you play him?
If he's ready to go, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and as a matter of fact, even if he's 75, he might be better.
Absolutely.
He might be better than Knox and Obi.
That is a good point.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All
right,
cool.
For real. Kareem, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, everybody else? How's everyone?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you feeling about tonight's game? Is this a must-win tonight? I think it is. I think the Knicks got to get this.
And barbecue chicken, man. If we lose to a team that we are not who we say we are.
You see what I mean? That's what.
Well, listen.
He's right.
We have to win. We should win this game.
I mean,
and the numbers state that, but I know why you asking that question, sir. So I think we need to win this, and also this is a must-win. Based off the standings.
Right.
Like you said, you lose 1 or 2 games, you might be in a 10th seed.
Right.
That quick.
Yeah.
Right. Or at least down by near the 9th seed. At least near the 9th seed. Because right now, if you look at the 10th seed, Chicago is like 7 games below 500. So, they've got some ground to cover to get back. But you could drop to the 9th seed, to the 8th seed, and that's not where you want to be. You don't want to be any lower than the 6th seed right now.
Nope.
And I don't even want to be the 6th seed.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I don't even want to be in the 6th seed, right? Because all right, Steph. Thank you for dropping in. I don't even want to be in the 6th seed because in the 6th seed, you're still facing one of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The 5th seed. I mean,
so
like you said.
Yeah, so that 4th or 5th seed is where I want to be, in that 4th or 5th seed. I'm not trying to mess around with that. With the 6th, 7th, or 8th seed. Looking at the lineups tonight.
I'm gonna tell you something though, son.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Then I'm gonna get to these lineups.
Yeah, I honestly believe that based off of just going off of just patterns, observing the patterns. I believe that we're gonna finish 4th or 5th. I really believe that.
I mean, I
would not believe that.
I believe that we can definitely finish in that spot in either 4th or 5th, but it's going to be, it's going to be a challenge the remainder of the way through, and we're going to need guys to be healthy. Like we said, Derrick Rose is questionable for tonight. We need our guys to be healthy. We're the kind of team that needs everybody to be healthy in order for this thing to work. You know what I mean? Ian Clark, thank you for the super chat. He said, Jamaica watching your man. Big up to you, my friend. Appreciate you. Be easy out there in that nice weather. You know what I'm saying? Be easy out there. Let's take a look at the lineups
Yeah,
for
that's
tonight.
exactly true. But also, Sam, I have one question. What would
Okay, go
happen
ahead.
if we make the play-in? Who do you think will play in the play-in?
I mean, if we make the play-in, that means we're in the 9th or the 10th seed. So, what would happen is, we would play the 10th, the 9th and the 10th seed plays each other, right? The loser is eliminated. The 9th seed then plays the loser of the 7th and 8th seed, right? The winner of the 7th and 8th seed gets the 7th spot, and then the loser plays the winner of the 9th and 10th seed, and the winner of that game gets the 8th spot. So it's hard to say. It's all mixed up. We'll know better in a couple weeks. But this is the Knicks' chance to build some separation between them and other teams. They had that chance versus Miami to go up and be 3 games above 500. And then you play the Minnesota Timberwolves. You win that, all of a sudden you would have been 4 games above 500, and you got a nice little bit of separation between the Knicks and other teams. But obviously, that didn't happen. So, we're still right in the thick of this battle. The projected lineups for tonight, and no, it's not Emmanuel Quickly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you guys excited. Let me change that real quick before people start getting too excited about it. All right, the lineups for tonight are, and now, look, I got everybody excited because they're seeing Emmanuel Quickly. Now I'm about to damper their hearts. Because tonight, Elfrid Payton will be in the starting lineup at the point guard spot, most likely, unless Tom Thibodeau decides to make some kind of a change, which I doubt. Be Elfrid Payton at point guard, Reggie Bullock at shooting guard, RJ Barrett at small forward, Julius Randle at power forward, and Nerlens Noel at center. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you got Ricky Rubio, Malik Beasley, Anthony Edwards. You got Jaden McDaniels. And let me tell you something. Jaden McDaniels is a guy that he's a guy that I liked in the draft, man. I really did want the Knicks to try to get that guy. I just think that he's going to be good one day. And then you got Karl Anthony Towns starting at center. Julius Randle should have his way with Jaden McDaniels. He's a young kid, just learning his way around the NBA. He's a rookie. He should have his way with Jaden McDaniels. So I'm not worried about that matchup. The kid is going to be good. He's going to be good one of these days, but he shouldn't be a matchup for Julius Randle right now. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be a matchup for him right now. But when you look at those lineups, anything there that you fear besides Karl Anthony Towns. And Nerlens Noel should be able to play defense against Karl Anthony Towns, although Karl Anthony Towns is a little bit bigger. Obviously, he's a skilled big man. He can post up. He can do a lot of things. Anything about that lineup that scares you or bothers you, you worried about? Flash that across the screen again while Kareem answers that question.
I'm not worried about the lineup per se. I'm more worried about them playing desperate to get a win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened the last time we played them. Like, that game was a little too close for comfort.
Right.
It's like it was, down the stretch, it was back and forth, and it came down to calls. And, let's be honest, we've seen the track record of calls being, administered during games, and they don't work in our favor. So we don't want it to be a game in which we're dependent on calls, because more than likely we're not going to get them. But that's my only worry, is that they come out playing, desperate and trying to get a win, and also we don't want that reputation. Oh, this is the team we try to get a win against. Nah.
Right. And I'm going to tell you who I don't want to get off. The last game, man, Ricky Rubio was getting off that slow-ass three-point shot, and it was bothering me. I was like, come on, man. This man takes 10 seconds just to get the shot off. Why is he getting his joint off and he was knocking it down? You know what I'm saying? We can't let him get that slow-ass shot off. Elfrid Payton better play some defense. What'd you say?
You ever try to shoot with Ricky Rubio in 2K? Every shot getting blocked because the police so slow.
Right. Yo,
And
Elfrid
his shot
Payton.
is set too. I'm like, you got a set shot, bro, as a point guard. Come on.
Right. Elfrid Payton better play some defense, man. Do not let this dude get these wide open 3-point shots. And if he does, somebody better throw that thing, man.
Last game.
Wide open. Somebody better throw that thing, man, because it's too slow to get off the shot. It's too slow. I don't know how he gets it off, but it's too slow. You know what I mean? And we're gonna need.
I think this dude is gonna help us win the game too, Sim. I think RJ Barrett's gonna have a big game. And as a matter of fact, I'm going on a limb and say this. I think that RJ Barrett is gonna be. He's gonna win us a lot of games. The end of the season, like these following games approaching, I believe that he's gonna step up big. And because this dude, man, I'm kind of worried about Julius Randle. He looks burned out. He definitely needs. RJ's been consistent the last, few weeks, but really needs, someone to help him take, carry some of this load because he looks out of it.
Yeah. Last game he definitely looked out of it. I didn't know if it was, because he was coming back from, having a game off. He just needed to get back in the swing of things. And then you got to come back against Miami, right? It's not even like you come back against Minnesota. You're coming back against Miami, a team that has a suffocating defense. The Knicks offense should look much better tonight. Right, because they're not going to be playing against that type of suffocating defense that Miami brought the other night. So the Knicks offense should look much better. Look, I want to blow these guys out. I do. I want the Knicks to take it to them. Upset that they lost to Miami. Know that they need to get this win. I want the Knicks to take it to them. I just don't think it's going to be that easy, even though they're not that great of a team. They got some guys who are talented. And all it takes is for, somebody to get going, and then you're having some trouble with them. I think, we need to play some good defense on Anthony Edwards. We don't want Anthony Edwards to get off. Right? I'm putting Reggie Bullock on. No, I'm probably putting RJ Barrett on Anthony Edwards. And then putting Reggie Bullock on Malik Beasley. Because Beasley, he moves around a lot. He's a little bit quicker than Anthony Edwards. Can get to the basket, can get inside. So I think that's the way that I would go with it defensively. And obviously, Elfrid Payton is going to be guarding Ricky Rubio. Julius Randle is going to be guarding Jaden McDaniels. And Nerlens Noel is going to be guarding Karl Anthony Towns. Those guard spots is always, what you're worried about. Now, Malik Beasley is kind of small. Right? Malik Beasley is what? He's 6'4". So he's not that small. A little bit smaller than a Reggie Bullock. But I think I'm putting Reggie Bullock on Malik Beasley because, he's smaller. He can make himself smaller. He can get inside. But RJ Barrett got to be ready to go against Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Don't let Anthony Edwards, get off crazy. Because he's been, he's averaging 17 points a game this year. Doesn't shoot that well from the field. Right? He shoots like 38% from the field. 38.6% from the field, that is. He shoots 30.8% from three. But he can get hot. He can be a lightning bug. You know what I mean? It's going to be up to RJ Barrett or Reggie Bullock, or probably both of them. To make sure these guys... to make sure that he doesn't get off. Other people that they got, they got Nas Reed on the bench, who obviously is a rugged type of center. Jared Culver on the bench. You got Jalen Noel on the bench. He averages 10 points per game. You got Josh Kogi is I think, going to be out for tonight. So he's not playing. Juan Hernan-Gomez, he can come in and give you about 7 points. Jake Layman, he can come in and give you a couple of buckets. They don't have a deep bench. They don't have a deep bench at all. but their starting five can be competitive. One of these days, when they get D'Angelo Russell back, they let that starting five right there grow a little bit. They could have a competitive starting five if you got D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, and they're probably going to get a top 5 pick this season, probably a top 3 pick this season.
If they get the number 1 pick again, man, I'm moving into a dark cave, man.
You know, so I mean, you know, they'll probably get a top 3 pick. You add that player to the lineup, you know, they have a nice young nucleus to work with. So we'll see how that goes from there. But I just know tonight the Knicks got to come and bring that defense
early, immediately.
Right? Bring it immediately. Come out aggressive. Everything to me. You know, I don't know if there's any special, you know, defensive strategy we got to bring into this game or offensive strategy. I think it's all about how the Knicks show up. If they show up and play the type of defense they normally do, they should win this game. They come up, show up, play that type of defense. They should win this game. But they can't let guys get off that shouldn't get off like Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio can't drop 20 on us. You know what I'm saying? He can't do it.
And that's what he can't do it, exactly. And that's why you said the Knicks, what's the name? The only team that can beat the Knicks tonight is themselves. Like this game right here, this is just based off a record, you're supposed to win this game. But as I said earlier, man, if we don't come, and I say every game, we're a defensive team. We win games based on our defense. And if we don't bring it right away and consistently through the game, you know, we're going to struggle, you know, in stretches, and we don't want to be put in that predicament.
Right.
You know, so we have to come out bringing it immediately.
Yeah. The last time we played him, Karl Anthony Towns, he had 27 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. He also had 3 blocks. Right? You expect that from Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards had 12 points and 4 assists. He actually shot 50% from 3 in that game, but he was only 27% from the field altogether. Ricky Rubio had 18 points and 6 assists. He was 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. He was 7 for 12 from the field. That can't happen again, man. Come on.
He was wide open too, son.
Wide open. It can't happen again. Come on. Nas Reed had 11 points and 7 rebounds the last time we played him. Other than that, they didn't have many people. You know, they had small contributions. Juan Hernangomez had 7 points. Jordan McLaughlin, he had 8 points. Malik Beasley only had 6 points that game. Really held him in check.
Yeah, we took him out of that game. Because he averaging like 20 points this season, right? Or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he's averaging like 20 points a game this season. Right.
Yeah, but we took him out. Like they actually had to sit him down for most of the game. That's how bad we made him look.
Yeah. Last game we were led by Julius. Right, we were led by Julius Randle. Randle had 25 points and 14 rebounds. R.J. Barrett had 21 points and 4 rebounds. Reggie Bullock had 10 points. Elfrid Payton had 11 points and 7 assists. Alec Burks had 13 points. Derrick Rose, he played, but he only had 4 points that game. He was 1 for 8 from the field. Emmanuel Quickley had 5 points. He didn't play well. I'm expecting Emmanuel Quickley to come out and play. You know, the last time we played him, you know, he was a little bit more inconsistent. He's getting better with his consistency. He's more comfortable on the floor. The team is more comfortable with what he does. Tom Thibodeau is more comfortable with what he does. So I think he's good. He should have a good game tonight. Right? Obi didn't play much. He had 2 points. You know, listen, Obi started to get a little bit comfortable in the last game versus Miami. Hopefully he can come out and we can see that comfort level pick up with Obi. You know what I mean? And maybe he can come out and have a good game tonight. Now, looking at the numbers,
he got some good spots last game, man.
Yeah. Looking at the overall numbers, season numbers between these two teams, Minnesota's average 109 points per game. The Knicks average 104.5. Now look, we normally hold teams about 10 points below their average, and if that trend holds true, we should keep them under 100 points. That trend holds true. All right, they average 43 rebounds. We average 46. They average about 25 assists. We average 21. They get about 8.7 steals per game. We get 7. They average about 5.6 blocks. A lot of that's Karl Anthony Towns. We average 4.8. Obviously, we're led by Nerlens Noel. And let me back that up. Their blocks are led by Naz Reid. So there you go. They average about 14 turnovers. We average 13. They shoot 44% from the field. We shoot about 45% from the field. They shoot 34.6% from the three-point line. So they're not, I mean, I'm not saying that they can't get hot because they obviously can. Right? Last time we played them, they shot 45.6% from the three-point line. Now, this is a team that shoots 34%. They shot 45.7% from the three-point line the last time we played them. They were 16 for 35. We can't let that happen again. All right, they average about 49 points in the paint. We average 45.7. And we're both around 13 second chance points per game. They average about 11 fast break points. We average 8. They're led by Malik Beasley with 20 points per game. Of course, we're led by Julius Randle with 23. Jared Vanderbilt leads them in rebounding. I don't think he's playing tonight, or if he is, he's coming off the bench. He's definitely not starting. He'd be coming off the bench. So he does lead them in rebounding. We'll see how many minutes he gets tonight. Of course, Julius Randle leads us in rebounding. Ricky Rubio leads them in assists. Randle leads us in assists. And Nerlens Noel, he's averaging 2 blocks per game this year. And Naz Reid averages 1.11 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that's kind of the story of the game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The game is at 8 p.m. And, the Knicks got to come out and do their thing. We can't take no shorts with these guys, man. Can't take no shorts with them. Because, we can't afford to come out and give up this one, right? Big up to C.T. Pittman. He said offense cannot start the game stagnant. They have been lethargic on offense to start the last couple of games. We can't do that. You're right. We cannot start the game lethargic. We've got to come out. We've got to refine that energy. We've seen games where the Knicks have come out with just a lot of energy, a lot of determination. We need this to be one of those games. You know what I'm saying? And, you could be right. Maybe it's, we're seeing that war of attrition start set in where, guys are tired. And it's hard for them to come out with that type of energy. This is around right now, I don't know if we're in the dog days right now, right? Because the season is shortened by 10 games. So you're really coming down the stretch. So there really wasn't that mid-season dog days, normally around that February time. You get the dog days of the season where guys are kind of like meandering through the season until you get after the All-Star break. We didn't really have that. But the Knicks and most of the players on this team, from Julius Randle to Elfrid Payton to Reggie Bullock, now most of these guys haven't really been in the playoffs that much or been in this position. It's brand new for them. And I wonder if they have the mental fortitude to withstand it without tiring down, without burning out. I worry about that. But we'll see, man. We'll see what they do tonight. What do you predict, Kareem? I don't know if I should even do predictions, man. Last week or last game, Josh predicted a win. Evergreen predicted a win. Everybody predicted a win. And we came out and stunk up the joint. Came out and stuck it up.
Those predictions, though, they didn't really believe their predictions. They seemed like kind of like, I predict, they said and guessed it. But I feel like we'll win this game. I'll probably say 110 to 90. That's what I'm predicting. And just to piggyback on what you were just talking about, fatigue, I think with this team, their brotherhood bond is going to have to get them down the stretch. If I know you got me and I got you, that will give me the energy to pull through and to work on that common goal. And I think that's a big part of our record this year. Like, this team is really close.
Right.
So you just gotta, know you with your brothers and put it all out there, man.
Nah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I agree with you. 100%.
I know you got your back. I got mine, and we can't stray away from that.
Yeah, nah, I'm with you 100%, man. I think that that's exactly what they got to do. They got to rely on each other, and then they got to rededicate themselves to the little things, because the last game versus Miami they were obviously desperate to win, right? They had lost 6 in a row, so they were really desperate to get this win. And they did all the little things. They were going and getting the loose balls. They were getting the offensive rebounds. They were doing the holding and the grabbing and the pushing. You know what I'm saying? They were doing those type of little things that you got to do, that a desperate team does. Those are things we were doing earlier in the season. I don't know. I don't want to say we lost our way, but we didn't do it versus Miami. We got to get back to doing those things tonight. I want to see us win that 50-50 battle. If it's a loose ball, we got to win it. Right? We got to go get that loose ball and make sure we get it. Offensive rebounds without Mitch is a little bit tougher. You noticed it right away as soon as Mitch came back. The first game he came back, that he was grabbing offensive boards and getting put back dunks. You notice it. You know what I mean? And Nerlens Noel's doing a great job managing that center spot. But he just doesn't have the same leaping ability. He doesn't have the same length as Mitchell Robinson, to grab those offensive rebounds and get those putback dunks. And that's really big for us. That's really big for a team that, we don't shoot great from the field. Right? We average 45%. It's not terrible. It's not great. But there's a few more offensive rebounds to go around, and we need those. We got killed on the offensive glass against Miami. We lost 12-6.
Yeah, we got to sign another big man. We need to.
Yeah. Right, we got to, and they're coming off the board. Right? When Mitch went down, Andre Drummond was out there. He went to the Lakers. He ended up going to San Antonio. Now, DeMarcus Cousins, he signed, DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? You got John Henson out there. You got the guy, Norvell Pell. He's out there. We've got to do something to solidify that spot. And get that insurance policy.
I always felt like he was underrated in Milwaukee. Like that dude. I like him.
I think the thing about him, too, is that he's a shot blocker, right? And Tom Thibodeau wants the shot blockers to be out there, and with the way the offense is set up right now, we haven't been scoring through the center position. So if we don't get a center that can score the basketball that way, it probably doesn't hurt, right? Because we haven't been using it.
I was saying we should get him. And isn't this dude available, man? Ilyasova?
He might be. I'm not sure.
It would be nice to have a stretch four for a change. A big dude that could knock down a shot.
That's true. It would be nice to have a big guy that can knock down a shot. I think that's why might be one of the reasons they're looking at John Henson.
Yeah.
Because, he's
what John Henson, he looks like. He does not look opposing. I remember when he first came into the league, everybody thought they were going to take it in on him. Nope. And
right.
he good all-born defender too. Great all-born defender.
So, he could definitely be an option. We got to get somebody, man, because the longer we go, the more chance we're taking that one of these two guys is going to get hurt.
Yeah, somebody asked in the chat, what about Eddie Curry? Oh no.
Yo. Hey, if Eddie Curry came to this team, he'd be the only player with a championship. How about that?
Yeah, he would. You right about that.
He'd be the only player with a championship ring on his fingers. Might be the only coach with a championship ring on his fingers too.
Yeah, but Sim, you right about when you said us straying away from it. Like I said, when you're tired, it's easy, for you to go down mentally and not trust each other. But you have to keep that trust and that brotherhood. And you played sports before. Like I've been on teams where we were close, man, and when you playing for each other and you think you don't got no more in the tank, all of a sudden it's like reserve energy comes and y'all start banding together and y'all win down the stretch. It's no better feeling, man. This is the team we have to play together to win. This is that type of team. Like, winning games, or we're in the fifth spot because of mainly defense. That's spectacular. In the league where they say you can't play that way anymore.
Right.
Teams know when they play us, they going to get beat up.
Right.
Like it's going to be a physical game. Even the games that we lose, we still put in effort. It's just sometimes offense is going to reign supreme. Yeah. We know that already. Sometimes the offense is just that good.
Right.
But we've also seen games when down the stretch, we may have not been playing defense well. And then all of a sudden, how many games we've seen this season, Sam, come back in the fourth quarter, win, or almost win?
Right.
We down by 17.
We had chances to come back versus Miami. We just couldn't get that one play that would get us over the top. Right? Mm-hmm. We got it to 8, and then you had Iguodala come in and try to dunk it. Nerlens Noel blocked it. And instead of us getting the ball, Miami got the loose ball. They go up and score. If we get that loose ball and come back and score and cut it to 6, that momentum starts to shift a little bit more. Because now, when you're at 8, you're it's an 8-point game. They score, it's back to double digits. You get it to 6, now you're staying under double digits. That thing could change real easy. We could never get that loose ball, the timely bucket, the timely stop to get over the hump in that game when we needed to.
Exactly. And if you notice, it's been like that with a lot of playoff teams this season for us. And that's why, not to jump the gun, but that's what, this dude is playing great for us. But, down the stretch, Julius Randle is not going to take over a game like that, at least consistent. So this is when having a superstar, that plays like that. So, a pure scorer or somebody that can get their own shot consistently comes into play. Down the stretch. And, but it just shows our defensive intensity, man. Where we're black. Come on, if this was last season, man, blowout after blowout. We be sitting here crying right now. Hey, we 11 and 35.
Right. All right.
So it's just.
Hey, Kareem, let me make an announcement real quick. Ladies, please, if you would like to, first of all, subscribe to the channel. Everybody, that's for everybody. Subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. But ladies, if you would like to participate on the panel for Stephanie's upcoming show, please email me at srussell@nothingbutknicks.com. Okay, I pinned it to the top of the chat, and I'm also putting it in the chat one more time just so that you can see it. But it's pinned at the top of the YouTube chat, and it's also, I just put it in the chat again. You can email me there. All right. So please reach out to us. All right, we got Stephanie back in the building.
Back, you guys are still on, yes.
Yeah, we still on. I got to get off soon because I got a meeting at 6:00. But
okay, me too. So good.
Yeah. But we were just talking about our ability and if if we're starting to have some attrition coming down this stretch, our ability to have that mental toughness and mental fortitude to get back to, being that team that wins the 50-50 ball, gets those offensive rebounds, the team that's doing the grabbing and the holding, so that we can get over the hump, because that's the way that we have to win. We've got to win through the extra effort. We don't have the extra talent, so we got to bring that extra effort. We didn't see it against Miami. Miami came with the extra effort.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think down the stretch of the season, like Kareem was saying, the chemistry, the extra effort, those are going to be the things that get us the win. The problem that comes with the extra effort is that it takes extra energy. Right?
Yeah, he might have to extend that rotation a little bit. But some of those guys should be fresh. Knox, if Knox plays, he should be fresh.
Right.
Frank should be fresh. I think we do have those gritty guys, Sam. I don't think we have prima donnas. I don't think anybody on our team would mind, diving on the floor for loose balls and things of that sort. What we are going to need also is timely shooting. Like that time when we need that shot that's going to tie the game, extend the lead, or get us back in the game. We need to hit those shots because that's the difference. You can swing from being, tying the game to now being down 4 or 5, So we're going to need that as well. And I think they know that. I think that's what Tibbs is preaching at this point.
Yeah.
I think this dude stepped up big with that though recently, because we was talking about him not doing it. Alec Burks, and then he just turned it around the last couple weeks with just shooting in the clutch, man. Ooh,
right. Yes.
On the stretch, dangerous.
Yeah,
and you know what? It's confidence, man. This dude is like, man, I'm taking 10.
Right.
Give me the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to see him have a bounce back game. Because it's kind of been with him where, you go through a stretch where he's not shooting well, and then a stretch where he's really shooting well. Last game, he didn't shoot well against Miami. Want to see if he can have that bounce back game where, he's shooting well again, giving us 15 to 20 points. Obviously, we're going to play against an easier defense. And who knows if they're going to try to go zone or not. I don't remember if they went zone versus the last game, but who knows if they'll try to go zone or not. Miami had this, I thought, such a great strategy of playing a tough man-to-man defense through most of the game. And then in the fourth quarter, when they're up double digits, they go zone, which slows you down, right? It makes you have to think. So after they've been pounding on you, playing tough defense, now you can't just rely on your physical tools in that fourth quarter. They throw a zone at you, and now you got to think through the zone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And don't forget that trap where they would trap our guards, and I believe they fell back into a zone after that trap, did they?
Yep. I just thought it was a great scheme, and especially the timing of which they chose to use the zone. And that's what I know. Some people, I think Tony Crow said he wants to see Miami in the playoffs. Oh man, it's going to be tough playing these. It's going to be tough playing the guys in the playoffs, man.
No way.
Was he on the fifth Budweiser episode? I do not.
I mean, look.
No way.
If we did see them in the playoffs, I would want it at the point in which we win that first round and we build some confidence. I'm not trying to see them first round. Heck no.
Look, it's going to be
bad.
The thing is, it's possible because I don't think they get into the top 3.
Right.
I don't think they get into the top 3. And if we stay 4th or 5th, it is entirely possible that we see them in the first round, and that's going to be a battle. I think we could play we could play close games with them. I think we've proven that. I think that last game was important. I thought for us to prove that we can beat them.
Right.
I thought it was important to prove to them that we could win. Now we go into the playoffs. We don't play them again, having lost the season series 3-0. We lost the season series. And I think they have that mental edge over us. We're going to have to get one of those first 2 games, I think, preferably the first game, to prove to them that we can beat them and to prove to ourselves that we can beat them if we would have played them in the playoffs.
Agreed.
So.
Agreed. They're Sam. They're like our mirror image, but they do it better.
Right.
They just do it better.
They got people that play defense and can score.
Right.
Prolifically.
Right.
Like, like they're the epitome of a playoff team. Because you already know the playoffs, the game is going to slow down.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why I always said, you notice full court players, when they get in the playoffs and the finals, they struggle. Stephen Curry, James Harden, those types of players struggle, because now it's great. Like Jimmy Butler, built for the playoffs.
Right.
Half court, grind you down, hit the mid range. Like those types of dudes, Kawhi Leonard, those are playoff 2s and 3s, man. That really just they just wear you down.
Right.
I
mean, the thing from. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No.
No, I'm finished. Me. I'm just ranting now. You're not black. You got to cut us off. I'm about to say the same thing over like. You right. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the difference, I believe, also was Miami started hitting shots. Hero was hitting shots, and we weren't. And Burke, I think, only got 6 shots. Like, he didn't even get a lot of shots. I don't know what that was about. Trying to remember if he just wasn't aggressive. Was it off? I can't really remember. But I remember looking at the box score. He only had 6 shots. And they got RJ's number as well. So I don't want to see them at all.
Yeah, me either.
Stephanie, remember when you was talking about, I think it was you, we were talking about RJ. What I'm starting to like about RJ too on the defensive end, you know what happened to Alec Burks last game? He got beat to his spots.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat a shooter to his spots, he's not going to get shots. RJ Barrett is starting to learn how to use angles, and he's beating people to spots. And that's why he's not getting burnt. Yes, to get his shot and also to defend.
Right.
That's why he used to get killed on pick and rolls.
Right.
Now he'll just beat the person to the spot, and he's not getting cooked as much.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely
I'm just liking
better.
what I'm seeing with this dude, man. It's like he's really, but he has that mindset. He's not gonna like it's just, like he's gonna work and get better.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, but what you said was right. Like we're a gritty team just like them, but they just got like they snipers. They got some snipers on their team, man.
They do.
If they're on. They lost 6 in a row. The shooters must not have been on,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Live and die by the 3, right?
Right.
Sometimes they're not gonna fall.
Yeah, and I hate the fact that they broke their losing streak against us.
Me too.
Because to me, that even adds more confidence to just how they feel about playing us. You know what I mean? And if they have to, if they're looking in the playoff standings and they're watching teams, they're probably a good enough team with us say, we're in the 4th seed. We don't care who we get. But, they could probably look at the Knicks and say, but, we know we have a mental edge over those guys.
Right.
And Jimmy Butler gives him that kind of a mental edge, too, just the way that he plays. I was watching that one play, and I know this is Knicks versus Minnesota, but that one play where Jimmy Butler came down, it looked like he was pointing at RJ Barrett, but I guess he was actually pointing at the ref. But in that moment,
right,
that we all thought he was pointing at RJ, I wanted somebody. I just needed somebody to come up to him, Julius Randle, to come up to him, bump him with his chest and say, "No, you can't do that to my young guy."
Right.
You're not gonna try to bully him. You know what I'm saying? But it turned out that he was talking to the referee.
But did RJ know that, and did the rest of the team know that?
See, exactly. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the first angle, But
like he was coming at him hard.
Yeah, the first angle that I seen, I was like, yo, what did RJ do? You know what I'm saying? And it looked like RJ was just kind of looking like almost like a father talking to a son. Like, if you ever do that again, that's what it almost looked like. But then another angle showed RJ kind of looking the other way, and Jimmy Butler still pointing at the referee. But still, did everybody know that? And, you know, you would hope that somebody would have, because afterwards, I even see Julius Randle talking to Jimmy Butler, but he had a just a little smirk on his face. And I was thinking to myself, like, you know, you shouldn't be smirking with him about this issue. But then it came out that it was a referee. But Jimmy Butler kind of has that ability with someone like an RJ Barrett where he can, you know, maybe try to bully him that way. But then a couple plays later, Jimmy Butler was on a fast break and RJ came down and gave him a hard foul. And I was like, okay, you know, RJ ain't worried about that guy. But, you know, it's things like that, though.
Randall smiled, though, because Randall was like, dude, you think this dude is young, but they ain't the dude to do that with. RJ ain't no punk.
Right.
But you know what's so crazy, Sim? They showed the clip, and I noticed this, too, when they play each other, right? There was a clip from the last game that we played prior to this previous game. And Jimmy Butler was giving him advice on how to play.
Yeah.
When they are playing on the court, Jimmy Butler talks to RJ.
Right.
And you can see him like, yo, you don't play that play like that.
Right.
Because these dudes see something in him.
No, for sure.
You know, it's just like with Mike, you know, not comparing him to Kobe, but, you know, older players with school Kobe, you know, like, you know, or older players of school. When you know, RJ is going to be great. It's coming. You see it. So, you know, he has that mentality. But, you know, I think that they cool. I just, you know, like we said, they're both, when, you know, the Knicks wear you down too. So they were getting worn down. And you know what last game was? Who could cry to get the most calls?
Right.
That's what it was last game. Who was going to try to get the most calls? And Miami won, of course, because we don't win those.
Right, no doubt. Well, tonight, man, we'll see what the Knicks can do tonight. You know, can't wait to get to the game. See what Tom Thibodeau's going to do with the lineups. If Derrick Rose is out, who's going to step in and play? Is it going to be Frank Ntilikina? Does he go with Kevin Knox? You know, I'm waiting for him to really say, okay, we're going to really try to give Kevin Knox some burn.
Yeah.
I thought when he came in against Milwaukee and gave some decent minutes, you know, he was, you know, playing hard, trying to stay active, you know, and I think he should, you know, get that guy a go. You know, I still advocate,
me too.
You know, giving him a go over Obi, although Obi did, you know, have a little bit of a spark last game. You know, maybe he's going to continue, but, you know, I think Kevin Knox deserves to get back out there and play some basketball.
Like when I saw him the last time, I mean, what I'm looking for is, do you understand the game? Are you making the right play? Are you making the right reads? Not necessarily whether you score. Obviously, if you score and you rebound, that helps as well. But how are you reading the game? And when I saw him, he looked fine. You know, he was making the right reads. He got the ball. He dribbled down. He didn't try to force it. He passed it. So he seems like he was playing within the flow of the game. So I would definitely love to see him more.
Yeah.
But Stephanie, I will argue and say, even before he got taken out the rotation, he was making the right reads.
He was.
He's not dazing off anymore. He's confident. You see it. But I know, I believe that a lot of these dudes are being taken. They're just being worked with more. You know, sometimes you might want a player to watch more and then develop his game. And it's like, all right, dude, because, you know, we're going to need you next season. Or, we see something in you, but we just want to tweak this. So, you know, there's a lot of development going on. We know, that's why we hired Kenny Payne and a lot of these guys.
Right.
You know, so it's definitely but yeah, I like what I see. The defense has been there with this year with him too. Defense has been magnificent. Like, I have no complaints on it with that end. And this one more quick thing, Sim, when you talked about Quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I could say about Quickly, man, when he has a bad game, or let's say he struggles, it's not for long.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
really see that in rookies. He gets it together immediately. You know, like and we know, like, you're a shooter, man. You're gonna have some off nights, especially if you're getting beat to your spots, or like you said, the zone. And sometimes we work against ourselves. We get zoned off, and then even though the zone eats up space, you don't want to make the court even tighter. Like, you don't want to be your own worst enemy and everybody just stack up on top of each other.
Right.
That makes it hard to shoot as well. But yeah, man, we got this. I'm telling you, man, we're going to playoffs this year. We're going to get some free agents next year, man. I'm telling you, we go to the playoffs team. I'm like, all right, well, I may want to go there. I like what they did. I see so many people, man. I see, like, you go to NBA highlights on the NBA channel on YouTube. You got people that they're not Knicks fans talking about that the Knicks are exciting to watch this season.
Right. Yeah, man.
So
yeah. We will see. We'll see what they continue to do. But I'm gonna head up out of here because I got a meeting in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
Just quick predictions, Kareem. What we doing tonight?
Yeah, I got kind of cocky the first time. Let me take that back. I think we score 108. I got two predictions. If it's a grind out game, I'll say maybe 108 to 94. If it's a game where they don't come out and bring it, I'm talking about 120 to like 85. I'm gonna get cocky like that. If they don't bring it, and we could just tee off. Yeah, but those are my predictions.
Okay. All right. Steph?
I don't know too much about the score, but I think we're going to get this one. I think the Knicks are locked in terms of wanting to make the playoffs. I think they felt like they could have beat Miami. I think they're going to come out ready to go. Like you said, loose balls, they're going to be on it, shots being made, rebounding. And with this team, if we can get physical with them, that just helps us. That just helps us. So I think we win this one. Less than 10, though. Less than 10.
Okay.
But I think
I think we did win. I think we win this one. I think we hold them under 100 points. We held Miami under 100 points. We still lost, but I think we hold them under 100 points. And we probably get about our average, 104, 105 points, somewhere around there, I think. So I think we win this, again, under 10. I agree with Steph, under 10. But I think we hold them under 100 points. Let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'll be back on about 10:45 for the post game. Yeah, I know. It's been a lot of 8 o'clock games this year, right?
I like that 7 spot. I like that 7 o'clock. I was call it better, man.
Yeah. I like that 7:30 spot too. It's been a lot of 8 o'clock games this year. But
some
man,
days I could barely make it to 8 o'clock. I'm tired right now.
Right. Well, let me get up out of here, ladies. Again, please take a look at the comment that's pinned to the YouTube chat. All right, and if you're interested in joining the panel with Steph, which is going to be happening shortly, soon, then please email me, srussell@nothingbutnicks.com. Steph, anything you want to say about that before we head up out of here?
Yeah, the show is going to be fire. I'm excited about it. So yeah, if there's any ladies, or even if there aren't ladies in the chat, but anybody that's in the chat know of ladies that are Knicks fans and want to be on the show, give them the email address so that they can reach out to Sim so we can get this started. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. A couple of guys. Chet Nick, I haven't said what's up to him in a while. Appreciate you, my man. I can't wait until we can get back together in person and get to a game and do some of those things again. That's going to be fun. That's going to be dope. Everybody else is in the chat. Appreciate you all. And I will see you guys later on tonight. Enjoy the game, ladies and gentlemen. Out of here. Spread love, ladies and gentlemen, as always.